6:06 a.m. Happy Tuesday, everybody. My pleasure to be with you, and I'm looking forward to conversation with you, just you and I, all 3 hours today. I hear the kids say, best day ever. Don't they say that these days? Yeah, I think they do. Well, this is my response to that. Worst day off ever. I don't think people could possibly imagine a worse day off. I suppose you could have worked like 20 hours. So yesterday I was supposed to have a day off, and I ended up working this show 3 hours, which, while pleasant and nice and enjoyable, then I had to go to regular work on my day off in order to pick up the emergency phone. And also had to fix 3 or 4 things while I was there that were sort of an emergency as well. And then I had a meeting at 3 that went for an hour and a half. Then I had a meeting at 6 that went for 2.5 hours. And I also went back to work another time. What in the heck is that? I mean, that qualifies. If anybody's got a worse day off scenario than that, I'd like to hear it. Give us a call, 569-1080. Fagan and Biegel on in the mornings here on KOAN and KVNT. 569-1080. 569-1080 is the number. And we are, you see there's some kind of a content regarding American Sniper. Mr. Hoff here is our crack producer. I don't think that doesn't mean you actually produce crack. It means that you're good at producing, I hope.
Well, some things said by Michael Moore, and
is that because it made so much money and he didn't make all that much money, or what is that? What is that about?
I don't know. I think it's just insensitive. Maybe he doesn't really know the whole story.
You read the book, by the way.
Yeah, I read the book. I thought it was cool.
And this is basically just it's a story about war. Give us the outlines here.
Well, this guy was from Texas, and he became a Navy SEAL sniper. And part of his job was kind of going in and protecting the troops as they would go clearing a city or a town or whatever. So they would be kind of Overwatch. If somebody was sneaking around a corner with a grenade launcher, he would take them out. So that was kind of his gig. And it shows a little bit about how he struggled with, having to make some of the decisions he had to make, because they'll send a little kid running at you with a grenade and his job is to shoot. So when he came back, he had a little PTSD, and the way he found help for himself was to help some others. And everybody looked up to him as a hero because he had been, named like the most deadliest sniper or whatever for the U.S. He didn't self-name himself, which I see some of these articles saying this guy,
calls him.
It's funny because
so
he
like
was a very
humble federation thing.
Yeah, he was a very humble guy who's like, he didn't want the spotlight and want to be a big deal. I mean, he was a Navy SEAL, he was a Type A personality and all that, but
yeah. Well, their training removes from them this desire, look at me guy.
Well, and he was a great guy. He had a promising future. He was on an NBC show where he partnered up with actually Todd Palin.
Really?
Yes. And, that was
you have to look pretty good to be on the screen with Todd Palin.
Yeah, there was a bunch of stars, and they did all these little action things with actual, people from the military, special forces, and they happened to be teamed up. And, it was pretty cool.
Celebrity.
Yeah, like celebrity gun
type deal?
Yeah, guns and explosives. Yeah, pretty cool.
All right. Well, apparently the movie is making gobs and gobs of money, and the media is starting to flip out about it. I think it's important for people to work through with themselves what war looks like, how hard we try not to kill people, and how easily it would be for us to kill as many people as we wanted. I mean, the weaponry we have, the weaponry our military has, it's amazing. It's devastating. It's ridiculous. You can't even imagine it. It's like at the beginning of the movie Gladiator. There is a scene where the hordes in Germany. I don't remember what tribe they're from, but they're basically just tribalists, wearing fur skins and stuff like that. They're well armored. I mean, not well armored, but they're well weaponed. But then you show them up against the might, power, and attack strength of the Roman military machine, and it's ridiculous. They just mow them down. And there is nothing that they can do. They don't have any defenses. They don't have the same weaponry. They don't have the same capabilities. If the American military wanted to wipe out every person in a town, wanted to wipe out every person in a country, it would be a matter of days. And so the restraint by which the American military operates is singular. We are unique, having the military might that we do have, attempting as much as we possibly can, even to the expense of our own troops, safety often. So I find that this is something that it's very important for people to work through. What does war look like? Because we don't see war. We almost don't even know anybody who's been to war. We only have a standing military of 1.6 million men and women, the smallest in history ever. 0.5% of our country is in the military. We've never even seen anything like that. And so it's almost rare. I mean, yeah, we know people who are. In fact, my son-in-law's a Marine. My son. Well, he's not my son-in-law. He's my son-in-law to be. There you go. I get it. I get it right eventually, Brian. Anyway, 569-1080. If you have had trouble working through what war looks like and how to explain it, and give us your thoughts. Give us a call. And I think it's made $100 million, some kind of record, I guess it's setting out there. So if you have had a chance to go and look at it, I hope you enjoyed it. Walker, Alaska savings mean the budget situation is not a crisis. And then the entire rest of this through and says that crisis before, that's what this is. I mean, it's almost you've got a headline. And again, this is what he did say that. He did say, we are not in a crisis. That was one of the statements from Walker. He's trying to steady the men. We're looking at the onrush of the Huns, and then he's trying to say to his armies, look, hold the lines. Let's face this. Let's figure out what we're going to do. This is not a crisis. But he does go through and walk everyone through that we haven't seen a whole lot like this. He's asking for advice from previous governors who have faced something like this, but not this. They haven't faced anything like this because there's no indication here where we're going to return to any level of the value of oil that is going to save us again. They're expecting oil prices to remain low through 2016. And as far as Alaska is concerned, we're not expecting oil prices to remain high ever again. They say $100 a barrel is done. And if $100 a barrel is done, then so is the size of our state government. It's done. We can't continue. 6:15 a.m. KOAN, KVNT. Stay tuned.